Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're jumping into something you're going to use all the time in Hindi, how to talk about what's happening right now. And we're going to focus on the word you, because, well, in Hindi, who you're talking to changes everything. It's super important.
So, that super common question, right? What are you doing? How do you say that in Hindi? Well, to get there, we actually have to take a step back and ask a different question first. Who exactly is this you we're talking to?
And that's because, unlike English, where you is just you, Hindi has 3 different words for it. And believe me, picking the right one is a really big deal.
Yep, you heard that right. 3. It all boils down to your relationship with the person, the situation. Is it formal? Is it casual? That's what decides which you you're going to use.
All right, so let's get into it. First up is tu. Now this one is super informal. You're going to use this with your absolute closest friends, your family, or when you're talking to kids. Then we've got tum. This is probably the one you'll use most of the time. It's kind of the standard informal you. For friends, people your age, that kind of vibe. And last but definitely not least, we have aap. This is your go-to for showing respect. Think elders, strangers, your boss, any kind of professional or formal situation.
Okay, awesome. So now we know who we're talking to. The next piece of the puzzle is, how do we talk about what they're doing? And for that, we need to get into something called the present continuous tense. So what is that? It's just the fancy grammar term for talking about actions that are happening, right this second, at this very moment. In English, it's just our little ing ending, right? Like in going, doing, or learning. It's basically the Hindi version of that.
And here's the cool part. It all follows a really simple formula. You just take your pronoun, one of those 3 we just talked about, you add the main part of the verb, and then you stick a special suffix on the end. And that suffix, that's where the magic happens. That's what we're going to master today.
All right, let's put this into practice. We'll start with the super informal one, tu. Now, to get this right, there's another really important thing in Hindi we have to think about: gender.
So for tu, the rule is actually pretty simple. If you're talking to a guy, you're going to stick raha hai on the end. If you're talking to a girl, you'll use rahi hai. That's it. The main verb doesn't change, just that little ending. Let's look at an example. The verb for to go is ja. So if you're talking to a male friend, you'd say tu ja raha hai. See that? But if you're talking to a female friend, it switches to tu ja rahi hai. See how only that last part changes? It's all about the gender.
And hey, this pattern holds up. Let's try the verb to live, which is reh. Same deal. For a guy, tu reh raha hai. For a girl, you guessed it, tu reh rahi hai. And one more time, just to lock it in, the verb to work is kaam kar. So for a guy, it's tu kaam kar raha hai. And for a girl, tu kaam kar rahi hai. It's a super consistent rule, which is awesome, right?
Okay, so what about tum and aap? Now, this is where things get really interesting, and actually a lot easier, because get this, the informal tum and the super formal aap, they use the exact same rule.
So for both of these, the rule is a little different from tu. When you're talking to a male, the new ending is rahe ho, and for a female, it's rahi ho.
So let's say you're talking to a friend. If he's a guy, you'd say tum ja rahe ho. If she's a girl, tum ja rahi ho. This is probably the one you're going to use the most with people your age.
And now for the formal aap. Maybe you're talking to your professor or an elder. The rule is exactly the same. The endings rehe he ho and rehe he ho are identical to what you just used for tome. How easy is that?
And of course, this pattern works for our other verbs too. So whether you're saying you are living or you are working, it doesn't matter if you're using tum or aap. You just pop on those same endings. Raha he ho for a male and rahe ho for a female.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Let's boil it all down. I put everything we've learned into one simple master chart. This is going to be your cheat sheet.
So look at this. It really simplifies everything, doesn't it? Even though there are 3 words for you, you only have to remember 2 sets of rules. You've got one set of endings for tu and another set for both tum and aap. That is the big secret right there.
All right, time for a little pop quiz to see if you've got it. The verb for to learn is seek. So how would you say you are learning to a male friend using the tum form? Think about it.
Okay, got your answer? It's tum seek rahe ho. Did you get it? If you did, awesome work. You've just nailed a really key part of Hindi grammar.
it's just a great example of how context and relationships are literally baked into the language. I really hope this helped you out. For more lessons like this, definitely subscribe. And hey, if you want to do some one-on-one learning, just check out the links in the description. Thanks so much for watching.